Welcome back to another episode of Infinite Love. To be honest, I don't even know where to begin. I'm kind of all over the place only because I just am coming off of an amazing podcast session where I had a special guest come in. And our episode ended up going over an hour and a half long. But when I went to go play back just to kind of get started on the editing because I knew it was going to take me a while, there was all this interference. It was almost as if the universe gave me a test. How am I going to react and respond? I could be easily disappointed and frustrated and think, wow, that was a whole hour and a half. Well, it's an hour and 44 minutes to be exact. Wasted. But it wasn't. And it still isn't. And I still have hope that I'm able to figure something out, which means I get to do my work behind the scenes. I get to push myself a little further, a little deeper. And I get to utilize beautiful platforms where I can reach out to other podcasters who have the experience that I do lack, because I am very new to this, and doing it on my own is much more difficult than having a team behind me. But again, I'll manifest that. So why worry about any of it? Instead, I smiled and have been kind of on cloud nine ever since. We were all off topic. We tried our best to stay on topic, but us being us and having such a blast, it'll be definitely a memorable experience, especially for the listeners. But anyways, back to today. Today is Father's Day. So happy Father's Day shout out to my dad, who's amazing, who is just the sweetest, most humblest, kindest, hardworking man you'll ever meet. And he would do anything for his 3 kids. So I went out there today, I went to go visit. And of course, funny story is, he figured since he had some downtime, he was supposed to take my sister's dog to get a haircut. We've all kind of been teasing her, begging her to give this poor dog, a beautiful golden retriever, shaggy golden retriever, a haircut. So my dad and my nephew were all for it. That's what they were going to do. But he had some time to kill. So he looked at me and said, well, you're here and it's early. Let's go get you off of my phone bill. And I know what you're thinking. You're still on your dad's family plan. And I wasn't. For the longest time I was, obviously growing up. And trust me, cell phones didn't come out until I was 21. So it's not too far away. But I was on my family plan forever. And then I got off of it and realized, wow, I'm paying all this money. It's so much money. And my dad thought it was ridiculous. So he put me back on the family plan. So I've been doing that, giving him money every month, yada, yada, yada. But he hit a certain age where he said, I want everyone off my plan. Okay. And he meant it. And I told him I'm all for it. I just wasn't sure if I was able to keep my cell phone number. So I told him because of my upcoming trip, I needed to have my cell phone number. I did not want to worry about anything interfering with communication that I could have back home because I will be out of the country coming next Tuesday. And I didn't want to risk that. So he said, fine. We traveled to a T-Mobile out by him and we're waiting in line and we get up. It's our turn. And we basically explain ourselves that we want to get me off of the family plan. And I would like to keep my cell phone number. The girl immediately said, no, can't happen. And we both look at each other and we're like, well, why? Knowing that my sister did this and knowing that she was able to go on her own plan and still use her number, this sweet yet misunderstood employee had no reason to give us except for, you just can't. Then she says, well, are you buying a new cell phone? And I abruptly cut her off and said, absolutely not. There will be no purchasing of anything. Which then I should have kind of taken that as a clue because she shut me down and she said, oh, absolutely not. Then you definitely cannot get your same number. So we said thank you. We walked out and my dad, still persistent, was like, let's find another T-Mobile. Normally my dad would not have the patience, but you could tell that my dad really wanted me off his plan. And it's Father's Day. And he's in a great mood and he still wants to drive around in this godforsaken heat with cicadas flying everywhere. I said, all right, let's do it. So we find another one. We walk in And the young man was the sweetest man ever, and he was very informative. And he basically said, you call this number, and both of you have to be there. So my dad would have to basically say, I give permission for you to remove my daughter from this plan. And then, bam, he hands the phone over to me. And then I give all my information, and there it is. It literally was that simple. And we basically explained to him how the other employee at the other place, how she handled it. And he basically said, because she wanted you to buy something from them. And I just looked at my dad as we walked out, and we were just kind of shaking our head. And I thought to myself, well, that's bad karma for her. But I looked up at him and said, but that's amazing karma for him, because he was very honest. And he didn't have to be, but he chose to be. And I highly respect that. I have nothing but love and gratitude and appreciation for that. So we got home. We literally changed plans all within 20 minutes on the phone. And that was it. That was what my dad wanted for Father's Day. Now, did I spoil him otherwise? Yes. I bought him some Amazon gift cards for Father's Day, and his birthday was the week before. So he really made out like a banshee, because he is going on a all-gentlemen's fishing trip to Canada with his brother and his friends in a couple weeks. So he's really excited about that, and he wanted to make sure he bought all his stuff, because he hasn't been to Canada in quite a while. He gave it up. I'm not sure why, but my thought is probably because of the grandkids and wanting to be there, be present for them. Because prior to that, he was doing mission trips with my mom for years, for every summer. So I don't know when he actually just gave it up, but he did. So I'm grateful that he was able to go, that he is able to go. And I'm grateful for the experience of today, and that I was able to get off his family plan, just as he so desired. Personally, I like everything in my name anyways, so I had no problem. It really did not bother me. I was just more concerned about losing my cell phone number. Would it have been okay after I got back from my trip if I had a different number? Yeah, of course. I mean, isn't it a pain to switch everything? For sure. But does everything happen for a divine reason? 100%. So, with that being said, I want to wish every father out there a happy Father's Day if you're listening. I hope you enjoyed your day. I hope you poured back into yourself. I hope that your family poured love into you. And for every woman out there, every mother who has to play the role of mother and father, happy Father's Day to you. I hope you really spoiled yourselves, and that you were spoiled with love, with appreciation, even with gifts, if that's what you so desired. But most of all, I hope you found time for yourself, even if it was a few minutes of quiet time. I truly hope you found that for yourself, because you are worthy of receiving that. And not just on one day. I love these holidays. I love what they serve. However, I'm a true believer that you should say I love you. Say I appreciate you. Say thank you every single day. You don't need a holiday to make sure of it. You don't need a holiday to express this. You should express it every single day, because you're not guaranteed moments. They come and go so fast. And I got to reach out to my best friend this morning and basically just tell her that I know her dad's smiling down upon her. So proud of her and her husband and of their 3 boys. He loved those 3 boys with all of his heart, with all of his soul. So I wanted to make sure she knew on Father's Day that I was thinking of her, because I can't imagine that this is easy for her. But I know as time goes, grief will always be there, but it won't always feel as heavy. So again, happy Father's Day for all those who are present and all those who we have lost. So as I'm sitting here doing my lovely recording, and I have my big fat orange cat next to me purring away, if you can hear him in the background, I want to just take this time to say thank you. And to tell you that I've kind of been off my game the past couple days. I know it's okay. I know there's a lot going on behind the scenes. And I think that's what's catching up to me. There's so much coming at me in all different directions. And I'm trying to stay grounded, and I'm trying to stay focused and balanced. But I'm having some off days where I feel the stress, or I'm feeling the unhealed versions of me coming through. And it's a lot to sit with, but I've been reaching out to my peoples and expressing this, as well as doing things for myself. I know that I've been taking better care of my health now that I've quit smoking, and unfortunately I've internalized some of that, which is out of my control right now. As I'm aging beautifully but older, I'm going through those cycles that are out of my control, but with that comes concern and questions and wondering where the weight loss will come into play and how that works and blah, blah, blah. So that's what I've been doing. I've just been running around the doctor, trying to get everything kind of fit in prior to my trip without trying to not overstress myself or overburden myself. And it's a lot. And I do that to myself sometimes. I forget that I am the one putting all of this upon my plate. Rather than just sitting and being, sometimes it's as if I have to have the answers. And I don't even need them. But I desire, the unhealed version of me desires something to feel safe within. So, as I said, like my hormones are out of control, which is out of my control at the current moment. So I feel all over the place. And it's instinct. So I know this isn't majority of what I can control. But I do know there are things I can control, which is dietary eating habits. And I know that I was giving myself this cushion when I quit smoking to kind of lean into that cushion of eat whatever. You're literally getting rid of an addiction that you've had for so long. And it's not an easy addiction to quit. But enough of the excuses, right? So now I have only me to blame for the things I'm not comfortable with or that I'm judging myself with. So why am I judging myself? That's what I've kind of been going within and asking myself. Why are these old pieces coming out? When I know everything I just shared with you, I know all that, I trust it and I believe in it, but then why am I judging myself? And my only answer I can come up with right now in this moment is because I feel unaligned within, with the hormones being in balance. Will it be forever? No. And that's me telling myself I'm taking the right steps moving forward. So this morning, in order to feel better, I did what I've been prolonging to do. After my foot healed, I still wasn't getting back out and running like I was before. So I said, well, you can't sit and cry about this if you're not going to do anything about it. So this morning I got up, and I did wake up around 4 or something in the morning and told myself I should just go. But I've been so loving sleeping in ever since I've been off of work. So I did end up getting up around 6 and got motivated and got outside and ran at 8 o'clock in the morning and loved it. I loved everything about it. I'm a little rusty, not gonna lie, but I felt so much better because I did it. Now, will miracles happen with one run? No. I know this. But am I making better choices? Yes. Did I remove all of my food delivery apps? Yes, I did. I deleted them. No more. No more excuses, Kate. No more. No more playing the victim. No more setting yourself up, self-sabotaging. No more. You're done. This does not need to continue on. So, I'm back on track. And I hope that I can continue this while away on my trip. I have a feeling I will be able to with all the moving and walking around I will be doing. And maybe if there is downtime, I'll get some exercise in too. I just realized my mom sat me down and we were going through all the extra stuff she has that I could kind of stifle through and see if I needed anything for packing. And I told her, I was like, I'm not checking any bags in. I'm like, I don't know what I'm thinking, but I'm just going to go for it and use laundromats while I'm out. Because in Asia, they're really big on doing that. So I am only bringing a carry-on in a backpack. And then she was talking to me about how, do you realize you're going to be gone for more than 3 weeks? And I looked at her like, lady, you're not counting your days right. So she counted them without me even having to say anything. She was counting, and obviously with the 4 days of travel too, she was right. I'll be gone for over 3 weeks. And I looked at her, I just looked at her like, what was I thinking? You know, you almost go into panic mode. You're like, will I be okay with this? 3 weeks is a long time. I don't tend to get homesick. I have had that happen once or twice in my life, but I was fine. I got over that really fast. But 3 weeks. But I look at it like this: 3 weeks, 3 countries. I got this. In 4 days of traveling, I can do it. I'm ready for it. It's a different adventure. I felt drawn to this. I even put it off for a while. I thought I wasn't actually going to do it this summer. I said last summer I was definitely going to do it, and then the beginning of fall, I said, I don't need to force this. Because that's what I felt like I was doing. I was just over-talking it. So I let it all go, and then by Christmas, I talked about it to someone, and I asked basically, I just stopped myself and said, why am I not going on this trip? It's the third time I just brought this trip up. I can afford it. I can do it. I'm blessed. I'm lucky. I have the time off. Why am I not going to do this? And then all of a sudden I found myself booking the trip and then adding another country and then adding another country. And here I am in the last minute details of, oh, you got to get a visa for every country. Oh, you got to get shots. So now I kind of am just sitting here wondering, what did I do to myself? Will everything work out? Yes. If it doesn't, I'll figure it out. That's the whole key. That's the whole point of this journey in life, is I won't be afraid to figure it out. I'll figure it out. And I think that's where this next big push of mine is. I wouldn't say I feel stagnant as of lately, but I always feel deep within my soul that there's something greater that's about to push me. And I just am ready for it. I don't know what it is. I'm not going to sit here and guess. I'm not going to pretend I know what it is. I'm going to trust that whatever it is, it's meant to be, and it's meant for a greater purpose for this journey I'm on. So here I am, buckled in, ready to go. Little under 10 days before I leave. Dotting my I's, crossing my T's, making sure I have everything in order. I'm excited. I cannot wait. It feels like a dream half of the time. But a dream I don't want to wake up from because it's so my reality. And that's what I love about this. It's my reality and I'm making it all come true. So the wildest part about all of this was when I had the realization of, oh crap, you didn't get all of your podcasting sessions aligned and done as you had hoped. Okay, let's figure this out, Kate. What are we going to do? Well, it is Infinite Love on the go. So here you go. You're going to take your podcast with you on the flights from country to country, and you are going to sit down and record what you can, whether it's from your phone while you're out embarking on adventures or whether it's from your hotel room. You're going to make time to create your episodes. And I thought, yes, okay, I got this. I can do this. I don't need to bring every piece of equipment with me. So let's get fancy. Let's accommodate. I'm a special ed teacher. I know how to accommodate. And kind of what's been aligning for me for the past couple of weeks of what I've been purchasing and what I've been utilizing and practicing just to kind of get my feet wet. And it's all worked out. And I love that. I love that you're all still listening from the other end. I love that I have this opportunity to share the journey, share the love, share the healing, share the triggers. I love that I can be authentic and vulnerable with you and share that even on great days, there are dark days. Even when I can love myself, sometimes I can still find myself judging myself. We're always going to be a work in progress. We're never striving for perfection because perfection doesn't exist. I don't want that to exist. I can't live a Stepford Wives kind of lifestyle. It's just not my vocabulary. I want the mundane days. I want the exciting random days. I love the surprises that just happen out of nowhere. I love the intimate moments with friends and family, whether it's on a spiritual or emotional or intellectual level. I love that life has so much to offer. And if you're standing still just for a moment, you can see it and capture it and connect all the pieces and watch them fall into place. I love that. That's what makes life so exciting, so thrilling. It's what makes me want to do this every single week. So I'm looking at my cat thinking, if anything, I'm probably more worried not about me, but about my cat. My cat will be sleeping over at Grandma and Grandpa's for the next 3 weeks. And at Grandma and Grandpa's house, there are 3 dogs. Charlie only knows one very well. The other 2, he'll probably just have to whoop them. But it's not his home he'll be sleeping at. He'll be sleeping in a whole new environment, so I worry. They say it's probably better out of sight, out of mind, but you know me. It'll still be in my mind. And I'm sure I'll get whatever feedback posted on my social medias. I don't know. So, everyone, please pray for my cat. Well, pray for me too for a safe journey, for safe departures, safe arrivals, safe everything. I want to thank you all for being here with me today on another beautiful, wonderful, simple episode of Infinite Love. Take care.